It's uncompromising, addictive, and often unforgiving, with an adrenaline rush like no other. There is no practice, no second chances. It's the ultimate motorsport competition on gravel. It is rally, and this is the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship. Welcome to the Quit Forest Rally, coming to you from Busselton in Western Australia. Today we'll feature the best drivers in the West contesting the East Coast Bull Bars 4-wheel drive National Series. Check out Graham Miles' recently restored classic VC Holden Commodore. And of course we'll bring you all the action from the Armour All Power stage. Remember, just one qualifying run this year for the chance to win 5 bonus championship points. The first round power stage from Canberra saw the fastest qualifier drop to 3rd, with Eli Evans and Glenn Weston putting on a stellar performance in the borrowed VW Polo to split the Mazda and Renault. Round 2 moves to the west coast alongside Busselton Jetty, the longest timber jetty in the Southern Hemisphere.
What a fantastic place to start the second Armour All Power stage for the year. This is going to be run in conjunction with the main event, the Quit Forest Rally. Now, competitors in this event can actually get bonus points before they even start the main event later on this evening. Now, I've got some breaking news. The current Australian Rally champions, Eli Evans and Glenn Weston, will not be making the start line. It appears that their car will not be ready. So they've taken the opportunity to go to Europe and drive in the European scene. In fact, a rally in Estonia, and I wish them all the best. Now, back to the business. The first round was run in Canberra, and it was Brendan Reeves that took it out. 3rd place was Scott Pedder, and he wants to change that around. You've got to remember the 2 Citroens as well. They'll be hoping that those 2 guys falter. It's only a few minutes away from the start. Get set for the running of the second Armour All Power stage for 2014.
This season, registered competitors get just one qualifying run over the Armour All Power stage, so there are no second chances. The fastest 5 will then line up for a one-off shot at grabbing the bonus points. Like 2013, this power stage will have a change in direction mid-stage, but the barrels start and finish are in different locations. Starting parallel to the beach, teams turn right and begin the square corner course, taking in the Kumo Straight before returning to run down to the East Coast Bull Bars hairpin. Through Pedder's chicane, the cars turn left and cross under the Can-Am split, marking the start of Sector 2. Before completing a second full lap, the Polaris barrel marks the second split and final sector. The reverse lap will bring teams back the other direction around the hairpin to the finish line. Ross Dunkerton's been out for a look and is with Dean Herriage to give us some detail.
Ross Dunkerton here at the Armour All Power stage of polishing away.
Oh, plenty of bling there.
You had to have the sunglasses on.
Yeah, I had to.
Tarmac's our only power stage on tarmac. How is it out there? You just come back?
Well, they've changed it from last year. The start's different, but of course a lot of square corners. The first corner they've got to watch is turn number 3, a very tight exit. Then, of course, they go through another couple of corners down to that hairpin, which is very crucial to get it right. Probably touch the handbrake through there. Then a blast around the circuit once again, then down to the barrel. Left or right, they can go there. And they'll be doing 150k, so they've got to get on the brakes. And whoever's on the brakes the latest and gets that handbrake right will be the winner.
It looks on paper like it's not that technical, but I've got to say it's actually tricky to drive in these cars, isn't it?
Well, it is, because you've got to use every inch of the road. So you've got to come out to those barriers to get those good lines through. But those barriers are all concrete, so you've got to watch out for the wing mirrors because you might knock a couple off.
And we always get some interesting results in qualifying. Rusty, over to you to recap that.
Thanks, guys. Well, there you have it. Running tarmac spec suspension should have helped Team Citroen, but the lack of travel meant the setup of both cars was probably too hard for the conditions. Adrien Coppin was a second quicker than his teammate Tony Sullins, but they both struggled to come to terms with launch control and ride. Mick Patton split the Citroens, the power of the now unrestricted turbo VW, evident from the start. The surprise of the day was Alan Rowe in the turbo Ford Focus, third fastest around the stage, just in front of the Citroën. Brendan Reeves and Scott Pedder were in a league of their own, 3 seconds quicker than their competition. Pedder set the standard at 1:43.97 for the 2-lap qualifier, but Reeves responded, smashing another half second off that to take the top spot on the power stage ladder. So, Mick Patton, Adrien Coppin, Alan Rowe, Scott Pedder and Brendan Reeves will line up for the bonus championship points on offer in the Armour All Power stage. Coming to you from the 30th anniversary Quit Forest Rally in Busselton, WA in just a few months. Welcome back, everybody, to the Quit Forest Rally. Greg Rust and Ross Duncan with you in commentary. The main competition begins here later today under lights. Right now, it's the Armour All Power stage, and our wildcard entry is at the start line, set to go with Dean Herriage.
So our wild card here at the power stage, Tony Sullinger just missed out by half a second on getting in.
Yeah, very disappointing. We didn't have any practice at all, didn't set the car up, and the thing is just not quite how it should be, and I couldn't do anything with it. It just understeered everywhere, so just poked through and did our best.
It looked like you struggled to get it off the line on that qualifying run as well.
Yeah, well, I've never done a launch control on tarmac with the special push the button and hold the thing, and yeah, it just died. So this time we're just going to rev it and dump the clutch and see how she goes.
All right, guys, he's ready to go. Have a look how low the Citroën team have got these cars.
5, 4.
So no launch control this time. Off the gravel, it's easy. Let's see how he goes. Oh, no, I tell you what, he stalled it again. Lost a bit of time.
150.
Nice wide line there.
250.
And about to turn onto the Kumo straight. These cars beautifully prepared, Dunko, and the way they're sitting on the road for this very unique stage. It's the one time in the Australian Championship that we have an Armour All Power stage on the tarmac.
Rusty, the cars look good, but I think they are too low. They have been complaining that this suspension came with the car and they've taken it straight out, and this is the first time they've run it. So you can see it's... Whoa! I tell you what, big understeer in there and a rear taillight removed. So as I was saying, they are very, very low.
139 k's an hour at the Pedders, or through the Pedders chicane there. So despite the fact that he went so hard into the East Coast Bull Bars hairpin, he was still able to launch off that corner very well. Let's have a look there.
Can time through there.
Left 3 narrows.
Back down to the corner that's got the very, very narrow exit as he sets it up and comes out. Let's see if he's going to clip that. Nicely done through there. Down to a right-hander and then down to the hairpin. Let's see how he goes this time. I'm sure he'll get it right this one.
A little bit of a brake lock.
That's
Nice.
better. That's better.
Left 5.5. Right 5.5.
Very experienced voice of Julia Barkley calling the calls. This is quick here through the Pedders chicane, and we're about to have the change of direction, Ross.
This is where the courage is. Late braking, flicks it around, he's too wide, he's on the dirt. Oh, he lost some time there.
Right 5.5.
Down to the hairpin in the opposite direction. Let's see if he gets this right. Hooks it in.
Location, isn't it, with the ocean off to the side there? Where in the world could you do something like this? Beautifully done.
Certainly is a great venue, Rusty. It's sun shining, it's the birds are singing, and so are the cars.
50.
About to get the benchmark time, the first of the runs in the Armour All Power stage for round 2 of the Australian Championship.
Last corner coming up, here's the timing marker. Through he goes, through the arch.
Staying left.
Have to get the handbrake to turn around all half the corners.
Well, it's so time critical on tarmac to get that pendulum effect to get the car to slide. It's a whole lot of factors to get a perfect handbrake.
At the finish line, you can see him there, Dean Herriage.
Yeah, I used the handbrake for 80% of the corners just to get it to turn in, and I got down the handbrake at the bottom and backed it into the wall. So not a good thing at all. I got a dent in the back corner and we got no points, and it was a waste of time, but we had fun at least.
So this is the Kumo tyre replay. The moment it cost him, didn't it?
Exactly, understeered into that. He should have backed off a bit and probably grabbed the handbrake a little bit earlier. But, you know, that's how it is.
View from on high.
This was good, but too much out and onto the dirt. So lost a heap in the acceleration there, wheel spin, of course.
Next competitor standing by. Let's go back to Dean.
Mick Patton, first of the Armour All Power Stage for you, mate. Points up for grabs. This is exciting.
Yeah, well and truly. Yeah, we've this is our second power stage now, so really looking forward to it. So it should be good.
How'd the car feel on the qualifying run?
Yeah, good. Just getting used to driving on tarmac again, and with the new engine configuration and with the weight. So, but no, it's going really well. Everything's great.
And you split the Citroens here with a chance for points. Good luck, mate. Go for it.
Thanks very much.
Mick makes a good point there. Great job to be within half a second of Adrien Coppin and ahead of the sister Citroen of Tony Sullins. But Ross, they are carrying extra weight after that blew about this car last round in the VWs generally.
That's exactly right. And what they've done is they've requested a bigger restrictor, so the penalty is an extra 80 kilos. That's like somebody sitting in the back seat.
Tidy off the Kumo straight. Good start here. Doesn't look fast, but it's smooth so far. That's the significant thing. Let's see how he goes at the East Coast Bull Bars hairpin.
This is the one, Rusty. That's not bad. He drove around. He read the handbrake reasonably quick, I would think.
Now radar gun just off the back of the Pedder chicane. We'll see how he goes. 133, so down relative to the speed we saw from Sullins at 139 k's an hour at the same point. But this is the crucial, the first split, and he's up.
Oh, yeah. He's going all right. That 80 kilos doesn't seem to worry him as he goes up into this tricky corner. Let's see how wide he goes. This is the narrowest part of the course. Plenty of room through there.
Going slower this time into this one, so you can power through properly.
Great advice, Bernie Webb.
Experienced co-driver, Bernie. Down into the handbrake. Let's see if he grabs the handbrake this time. Oh, lost time there. Get too wide.
About to have the big change of direction, though, at the Polaris split.
This is where they've got to brake really late to try and get that extra speed, and he's locked the back. Oh, too wide and too long. It's a real art to get the cars to get round those barrels.
That said, it went green at the sector split, though, so he still has the advantage over Tony Sullins at the moment. It mightn't look fast, but it certainly is. And he took a different approach, too, at the hairpin. You can go either way.
Well, it's a wide, and that hairpin there, a wider entry, of course, to get around, so it's not as savage. And you notice that big lever with the blue handle, that is the handbrake lever. It's a great big rod that sits up in the middle of the car, so it's easy to grab hold of. There it is there. That's the handbrake lever.
Only one corner to go. We are set to have a new leader at the top of the board in the Armour All Power stage. Mick Patton and Bernie Webb. What's the final number?
Yeah.
Loses a little bit of time towards the end, but still holds the advantage.
2 minutes 31. Not that we know what that means.
Well, deceptive, Rusty, isn't it? You know, like he did go a little bit wide on that barrel, but the rest of the time he was carrying the speed all right.
Let's go to Dean, who's at the finish line there.
We missed the barrel a little bit, but saw there was a lot of spectators. Got a little bit of a fluffle going on, but good sponsorship plug as well, mate, as per usual. So once again, Dino, lots of fun, buddy.
Let's take a look at the Kumo replay here.
Well, that's it. You know, just he was carrying the speed. In fact, he's carrying a little bit too much speed, and you know, went past the barrel too far.
Might have cost him there, but the benchmark 2 minute 30.39. Can Adrien Coppin beat that? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to the Armour All Power stage from Busselton in WA. A few adjustments being made to the East Coast Bull Bars hairpin after Tony Sullins clipped the concrete barrier. Adrien Coppin will certainly have to keep off that if he's to beat Mick Patton's time.
Adrien Coppin and Tim Patton here in the Citroen car, the second team in here. Adrien, qualified well. Need a good run through here, though, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was not a bad run. It was a bit understeery on that couple of corners there, but you know, going backwards a bit and you know, Alan's had a good time, and I'm not sure how Mick just went then, but we'll give it a go. It's a fantastic location for it, and sun's shining, so it's a good mood to be happy.
Yeah, we're all rallying. Mick was quickest, mate, so obviously he's the quickest so far. Extra lap on this run, so it's hard to know the times, but there's real chance for points for you guys. And this one, are you going to push it for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's cost us. We're third in the championship by 1 point because of Scotty from the power stage in Canberra. So all these points add up, and we've just got to make sure we can get into the points this one.
There you go, guys. It does. We keep saying it. The points do count in this power stage for sure when it comes to the championship.
Yeah, they do, but he looks pretty chilled at the moment, doesn't he? Adrien Coppin, significantly, was 1.2 seconds faster than his teammate in the qualifying for this stage. Away nicely, Ross.
Now, the interesting thing is that these guys aren't allowed to use tarmac tyres. They've actually got to use rally tyres. So what they do is they bump them down to about 1 or 2 mil of tread, and it's very hard to get heat into them. So the first 3 or 4 corners is crucial to try and make sure you know exactly what you're doing. It should be hot enough now, so into that, and of course front wheel drive, a nice line through there. Let's comes down, and let's see if he smokes them through the hairpin here.
A bit of understeer through there. They are beautifully prepared, these Citroen DS3s. We'll see what his speed is like at the radar point coming up here. The high-tech radar, 138 k's an hour, so just fractionally slower than his teammate Tony Sullins, but holding good speed through there as we head toward the Can-Am split. Let's see how he is relative to, and he's down.
He's down.
Not by much, a 10th.
I reckon those tyres are actually hitting the front guards. It's so low.
80 right through.
Certainly tidy, a very tidy run from Coppin until that point. Until that point.
How about that?
Oh, 150. New brake turn around the drum.
Hungry to get on that accelerator through the East Coast Bull Bars hairpin. We now work toward the Pedder chicane. And then how will this pairing attack the Polaris split?
Too far past again, but you can see the thing trying to get traction, and wheels spinning and tyres smoking. Back the opposite way they go, down to the hairpin.
Right one.
See how he goes here. Cautious entry, but nicely out of there. Wide entry, as you can see on the reverse part of that hairpin.
20 right through.
And he kept wide of that one.
Got to say, Adrien and Tim Patton beside him, very fluid the way they're working here. Nice, relaxed approach from this pairing. We head toward the finish. Have they recovered enough to move to the top of the order, or will Mick Patton retain that top spot? They do. In the final part, the reverse part of the run, they pick up some time. We have a new leader.
You can see the damaged guard there, guys. Adrien, it looks like you got this car so low, that front guard's got a bit of a knock.
Yeah, I got a water barrier down there on the right heading down to the hairpin. I was just a bit too keen for getting tucked in there, and we just tagged it, but look, I could hear it rubbing, but I don't think it.
So there's the point Adrien was talking about. We were raving about him.
Yeah, he took that with him.
And the Kumo replay.
Oh, it's a good one.
Different angle.
Lucky he didn't have water in it.
So Team Citroen just knocks out the Repco Polo. Dean is with our next fastest competitor.
Third quickest qualifying, fantastic time, Alan Rowe. That was a great run through there.
Yeah, we're quite happy with it. Hopefully just try and do the same again and stay away from the walls, I think.
You're in a chance for some good points here, out on the stage. First time for you in the power stage here. How are the nerves going, mate? There's a bit of pressure on here.
No, not too bad, really. Try and keep it in check for sure.
And you've got someone pretty handy alongside who knows a fair bit about tarmac rallying, and Steve Glennie there in the silly seat. So is he giving me some good tips through here, mate?
Yeah, he's got a fairly big stick, keeps hitting me, tell me to settle down.
Good luck here, fantastic qualifying. Can't wait to see what you can do in the power stage.
Thank you.
He made a great debut, Dean, as you know, in Canberra with this car, Ford Focus.
And it sounds sweet. It's a very, very nice motor car. You've got to remember, Alan Rowe actually drove a rear-wheel drive Nissan last year. Now he's stepped up into this car, and it's a great car. And the guy sitting alongside him is a tarmac expert. Glennie has won Target Tasmania on a number of occasions. He is a gun. Probably giving him a few pointers. That's a great shot, aerial shot there. So as you can see, they're coming down once again to the crucial handbrake area.
Nice. Nicely done.
Left 8 right short, use the exit.
So Rowe is attacking here. This is a good start by the pairing in the Ford Focus. We wait for the high-tech radar 137. It's not the fastest we've seen so far, but it's certainly close.
And hear that gearbox whining. That's a straight cut gears in that. That's why they're so noisy.
0.4 of a second advantage at the Can-Am split.
Late in here, Herriage.
Very noisy. That's why you've got to have very, very good helmets. It's impossible to hear inside the car.
It lurched through the corner at the end of the Kumo straight there. I thought he was going to understeer off, but this is good stuff.
He's good. He's going good, eh? You know, second event in this car. He's doing good to go from rear-wheel drive. Oh, that's too wide. Rear-wheel drive to front-wheel drive. It's a completely new concept for him. Okay, let's see how he goes here. This is the one. This is the money corner, as you would say.
And he's up at the Polaris split, so he continues. The advantage was 0.4 of a second in the first split, but second sector was a good one. Now we do the reverse lap back towards the East Coast Bull-Bars hairpin once again.
Nice and wide. Drives it through. Yeah, a little bit wide on the exit, but still good. You can see that car lurch into second gear.
He's hungry to get on the throttle, isn't he? Very, very eager is Alan Rowe. We're in the final sector. Will Coppin stay at the top here?
Well, it's a good run for him, and Steve Glennie will be pretty happy with him. Nice wide retreat. Here comes the finishing line. Let's see. The truth comes up on the screen.
They do it.
He's done it.
Well done.
Nice one. Good job. Thank you. Well done. Yeah, it was smooth. Well done, mate. Yep. Thanks for your work.
Yep, a significant win. Dean?
Alan Rowe, quickest so far by 2 seconds. What a run.
Yeah, it was probably a bit more controlled, to be honest. Good control, and certainly Steve gave me plenty of tips out there, so no, it worked nice.
Let's take a look at the Kumo replay here.
This was nicely done. He got that round reasonably tidy. It smokes it. It smokes it because he would have been in first, and that's why he gets the big smoke. Let's see how he goes through here. Once again, not as much wheel spin there, but tidy.
So is the Seaward side at the Can-Am split the way to go? Coppin out, Rowe in. Scott Pedder is next in our Armour All Power stage, and that's coming up in just a few moments. As you can see from our shot here, glorious day in Busselton, Western Australia as the Armour All Power stage continues. Alan Rowe about to be challenged by a team desperate to claim a power stage victory, and Dean is with them on the start line.
So Scott Pedder and Dale Moscott here in the Renault, second fastest qualifier. Scotty, you want this so bad, don't you?
Mate, been here many years, love this stage, so mate, looking forward to it. Qualifying stage was pretty conservative, so looking to ramp it up now.
And I hear you guys might have made a small change between qualifying and now, so I'm assuming you hope that makes the difference.
Yeah, just struggling a little bit with exit understeer, so we've changed that. I'm not going to tell you what the change is, going to have to kill you.
That's fine, mate. Good luck. I know you really want it.
Thanks, mate.
I know exactly what they've done. The two leading cars, the last two cars, have actually jacked the back of the car up to actually get more weight onto the front so they don't get the understeer. It actually transfers the weight to the front tyres.
Great attacking start here from Scott Pedder. A couple of other bits of chat around the service park. Some talk that guys are looking at or have swapped tyres on the rims. They're a directional tyre. They're trying to get an advantage by doing that for this tarmac stage.
One left wide.
He is on fire. He's doing a great job here. Back down through the gears, up into, that's a combination, and that was pretty good.
10 left entry, 10 right.
Let's see how the beautiful Renault Clio
2 left plus.
at that height. He's up 141 k's an hour. That's the quickest we've seen so far.
He is honking.
To the split. Look, it's going to be a huge advantage over Alan Rowe.
How about that?
This guy has the eyes on. He really has.
Now, this is the corner. This is the tight corner. If he's done it that one, how's he going to go with this one?
200.
Plenty of room. Plenty of room.
One left wide.
He carried a lot of speed through that corner.
200.
Up on the steering wheel, that's the gear change there. Grabs the handbrake, you can see that. A combination once again, and that's pretty quick through there.
I just love the look on his face. He was happy and laughing with Dean Herriage a minute 30 ago. Now
he's got the race face.
Serious, he has. He's got the race face on. It's terrific. Here we
Let's
go.
see. This is the one. Oh, beautifully done. That is the one. That's the drive of the day so far.
And look at the advantage at the Polaris split. He has a huge margin at the moment. Scott Pedder.
He's nice and wide there. He's he's ducking and diving. He's coming a little bit tight, but beautifully through there as well. Nobody's done it as good as that. Oh, deep breath, he says. Deep breath. He could do it. Oh, understeer there. You can see the tyres working hard, and it wouldn't go around that corner.
Carried some speed into the corner. Former WRC co-driver Dale Moscott beside him. Final turn off the end of this Kumo straight. He is about to move to the top of the pops, and it'll be by a huge margin.
Fantastic. That was a great drive there from Scott Pedder.
Yeah. Oh, it's at least seconds. It's fastest so far. Well done, bud. Messy.
Hey. I don't think so. Let's go to Dean.
Scott Patton done well. 3.3 faster, mate. You had a serious dip in that one.
Yeah, but once again, too much of a dip. I think just too messy, and probably ran wide on a few corners, few understeer. You know, we made the change. I'm not sure whether it worked, so I would expect Brendo to beat that in there.
I don't know though. It's a difficult stage to get this one right. There isn't. No one has a perfect run around here.
No, true. But you know by the seat of your pants and by the seat of the pants, that was pretty ordinary.
I reckon he's being a bit harsh on himself as we look at the Kumo replay here. By and large, it was a fantastic run.
It was a good run, and anybody sitting in that passenger's seat would have thought that was perfect. But, drivers are very critical of themselves, and have a look at this. Perfectly done. Perfectly done.
Great partnership with Walkinshaw Performance this year. Is it paying dividends? Pedder takes pole position, but Brendan Reeves is yet to run.
Fastest qualifier today, and also as our winner, of course, in Canberra, Brendan Reeves. It's all in the tub. You've got to beat Scotty again to do it.
Yeah, it'll be a good challenge. We had a good first run, but we've broken our handbrake, so yeah, we're in a bit of trouble. That's all the tools we had to try and fix it. But it's all about smooth driving on the tarmac, so we'll see what we can do.
Wow, did you break that in the first qualifying run?
In the warm-up run, when we did the practice around the barrel, just pulled it in a bit of an angle and the handbrake snapped off, so there's not much we could do in a short amount of time.
It's all going to be about smoothness for you, mate. Good luck.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Wow. So a bit of backyard mechanics there in terms of trying to... He's great. He's really hands-on in that sense, Brendan Reeves. Let's see how much it hurts him. Will it hurt him? He launches away.
It'll hurt him, I'm sure, because the handbrake's crucial. But he is the man. He is the guy that showed the pace there in Canberra. He's got a good head on his shoulders as well.
You know, because you've won multiple championships, how much is that victory worth for this guy's confidence?
Well, you win here and you take bonus points into the main event, and that's what it's all about. You know, those bonus points are so valuable because these guys are right on the limit.
So he had the hairpin. That's not bad when you consider that he's impaired by that handbrake issue.
Brake early, turn square.
It'll be the barrel that's going to be the problem for him when he comes to that.
142 k's an hour at the high-tech radar point, so no problem with speed. Let's see, as we get to that Can-Am split, does he have the advantage? He does.
Oh, how about that?
0.6 of a second, Brendan Reeves and Rhiannon Gelsomino. Fantastic stuff.
He's cool, calm and collected, isn't he, there? Just sort of doing it quite easily.
Quite fast.
No panic. He is quite experienced because he is competing in various parts of the world as well, so he's got his backside in the seat quite often in a rally car, which always pays off. Once again, no handbrake, of course, a nice tidy run through there. This is the one that's going to be crucial to him as he goes through the chicane up to the high speed through there. Now, this is going to be the place that he could win this stage or lose it.
Goes a different way around the Polaris barrel. That's hard.
That's it. especially to get on the dirt, because once he starts accelerating, he just gets wheel spin, no traction, and he will have lost some time through there.
So just to recap, it went green at the split, so he had the advantage until that point. How much did the turn hurt the final time?
At least a second and a half, I'd say.
80.
Back on the gas again. I'm not worrying about it. And you can't worry about those things. You just got to say, well, I can do better in the next half. And that's what he's trying to do. He's nice and close there. One turn to go. And we shall see the result of the handbrake or no handbrake.
Finish 40.
It's going to be close. Look at the time. Pedder and Moscott nervously watching, and they don't do it, unfortunately. Brendan and his sister go close, but it's Pedder and Moscott that will do it in WA. Well done.
Scotty, Pedder, Dale, Moscott, you've done it, mate. You didn't think it was enough, but you've done it. Your first Armor Power Stage win. How's that feel?
Mate, didn't deserve it. It was a pretty ordinary run, but obviously Breno didn't have the handbrake working on his car, which cost him probably close to 2 thereabouts on the one corner. So we're pretty happy. It's nice to win something in 7 rallies.
Dale, this is a tricky stage and a great way to start the weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, look, we've been coming here for a lot of years, both of us, and you do this stage so many times during the weekend. So half our brain this morning was on these power stage points and we're wrapped, but half of it's also set up for the amount of times we've got to do this. So yeah, pretty happy on both fronts.
Scotty, what a way to spend the Friday, mate. You must be pumped.
I'm going to have a nice lunch, a massage, and enjoy the day. Because as you know, Dino, this sport changes, so you take the wins and enjoy them.
You absolutely do, guys. Well deserved. Congratulations. Armor All Power Stage winners. Well done.
What is it with beards at the moment? They're the secret weapon of motorsport. As we take a look at the Kumo replay, this was so hard to watch, wasn't it? Brendo was looking good at this point.
Well, Scotty said he lost 2 seconds. I think I was 1.5, but it was actually 1.2. So if he had got that right, he would have taken out the honours.
And how close did he go to the fence there? Back to Dean.
Brendo, tough run. The handbrake wasn't working. It's probably what cost you in the end. You only just missed it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. This corner just up here, we had to run wide on the sand. There was nothing I could do. We didn't have the steering lock without the handbrake, but I think to be only a second off, that's a pretty good run considering we got this stage tonight, so that'll be really good.
And still second quickest. Like you said, you didn't get the points there. Yeah. Speed was in qualifying, so for the weekend-wise, you still have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, great points, 3 points for us. So Mazda 2's done a great job and the car felt excellent out there, so I'm pretty excited for a sunny rally, really.
So finally a break for Scott Pedder and Dale Moscott. The Armor All Power Stage check handed over there by the event director Ross Tapper too, who's been at the helm for nearly 3 decades of this, the longest continuous rally in Australia. Up next, WA's best 4-wheel drive pilots strap themselves in for the East Coast Bullbars 4-wheel drive National Series, and our Dunko checks out the rebirth of another classic rally car. Welcome back to the Quid Forest Rally, coming to you from WA. Before 4-wheel drive, we had the mighty years of 2-wheel drive. These days, a huge range of classics is coming out of the woodwork to compete in the ARC. Porsches, Toyota Celicas, Corollas, Datsun 1600s, Stanzas and 240Zs, to name a few. In Busselton this weekend, Ross Dunkerton discovered another 4-wheel drive competitor who's revisiting the past.
Over the last few years, there's been a big resurgence in classic rally cars. Well, here's one that's been built in West Australia, the proud owner, Graham Miles. Graham, how are you going?
Pretty good.
Tell us a bit about this rig.
Basically just a VC Commodore, so the rules have to be 30 years or older, and pretty much Commodore. So it's all Commodore from one end to the back, or Holden from one end to the back.
Yep.
And it's just, I've built it because I just, bit of fun to drive.
And this is built in the back shed, I suppose?
Oh yeah, very much built in my back shed. Yep.
The man shed?
Yes.
Right. And suspension?
It's got Drummond suspension on it.
Right.
50mm coilovers on the front, and it's got remote canisters on the rear.
Right. Engine-wise, big horsepower?
Yeah, big horsepower. We've had it dynoed. It's about it's 240 horsepower at the back wheels.
Right. You look good today on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look good. What about tomorrow?
Absolutely no idea.
Well, I see your business is Miles Landscaping. Yes. I reckon you might be doing a bit of landscaping.
Oh, well, yeah, I think we'd be digging some holes with it, yeah.
Graham and Kathy didn't need to dig themselves out of any holes. The husband and wife team thundered across the Forest Rally roads, enjoying some classic Holden V8 horsepower and reliving the excitement of rear-wheel drive rally. From two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive, and it's round 2 of the East Coast Bull Bars four-wheel drive National Series. Several of the state competitors took advantage of the opportunity to score points in the sport's top four-wheel drive competition. And it was hot competition. Local roads were too attractive for former ARC competitor Tom Wilde. With his two-wheel drive R3 Renault Clio in New Zealand, he'd leased an Evo 9 for the home event.
Yeah, it's probably the complete opposite of what we can do. In New Zealand, we've got a front-wheel drive, left-hand drive car, and here we've got a four-wheel drive, right-hand drive car. But I'm pretty good at getting my head around things, and at the testing, it didn't take us long before we got back into this one.
WA state champion Lee Hines entered the Forest Rally with the usual monkey on his back. Niggling mechanical dramas delayed his start.
We had a problem with throttle position sensor last night, and we thought we just saw the problem in service, so we fixed it. Well, we thought we fixed it, but we haven't. So we've got a problem with losing throttle, and the throttle's sticking open. So we've just got to get through these 2 stages back into service and try the next thing.
But he didn't, and he came unstuck thanks to the sticking throttle. Rally over before the end of the first gravel stage. Young Dylan King stepped up from his classic Escort to play with the big boys at the national level.
Yeah, jumping into the Subaru is a good move for us. Very exciting and quick. So from the Escort, it's just a whole new world. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Doug Tostovan arrived with plenty of confidence, balanced with the reality that 2 new stages could well catch the unwary.
Left 3 plus 100, left 1, then right 2, long.
The drops on the outside is what freaks a lot of people out, but for me, you just put it out of your mind, and fortunately we've never visited that part of the scenery, and I don't intend to.
A change in car and colour for John O'Dowd, a similar powered Subaru to his previous X-Dean Herriage WRX STI.
Yeah, new car this year, so I'm not sure how it'll go, but I was happy with last night in Busselton, so yeah.
Lee Hines had taken himself out early, so Tom Wilde was left to fight it out with Dylan King. Brad Markovic's return to rallying was looking good. 2nd and 3rd each stage behind Wilde and King. Even with more horsepower, last year's rookies couldn't catch the leaders. Still, Scott McKenzie and Troy McLean were making good ground in a car still 40 horsepower shy of the others. Like a few in the Forest Rally though, turn 31 in Ferndale was their undoing. Wilde had lifted his pace and extended the gap between his main rival Dylan King in the afternoon. The WA youngster was quicker by 3 seconds on the repeat run of Koala, but Wilde improved by 10.
Not much we can really do, just stick behind him really, and wait for him to make a mess of himself.
It didn't take long. Wilde underestimated the time needed to pull up the heavier four-wheel drive through Ferndale too.
Yeah, braking brown, turn left 5. Stop you, bitch.
Brad Markovic's return was looking strong. With Hines out due to a damaged roll cage and Wilde off the road, Markovic was up into 2nd. He did join Wilde in the wilderness, but still managed to climb back into the race at the cost of his clutch.
We managed to get back on the road. We fired the clutch, so we limped it through the stage, got out, and unfortunately got back to the nan-up stages to do the 2 super special stages, and it cried enough on the first 100 metres of the start line on the bitumen.
2nd suddenly turned to 4th, and Rob Webber was the winner, fastest on both the short nan-up special stages to claim 2nd for the heat. All that would change in Heat 2, coming up after the break. back to the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship, coming to you from the Quit Forest Rally in Western Australia. If Dylan King lamented the curse he'd put on Tom Wilde in Heat 1, he didn't show it.
That's all we could ask for, really. We honestly couldn't catch him. He was flying, so that's all we could hope for, and that's what happened. So we came out the win for Heat 1.
The first heat had been great for Rob Webber, especially once the Top Guns knocked themselves out.
Oh, look, I'm stoked, you know, like I never started the rally expecting to finish second in the first heat. Did expect to finish in the top 4 or 5, so by doing that with Lee Hines dropping out, Tommy Wilde dropping out, I was able to make the best of the situation, but you have to be there to do that. So that's our game again today, is just sit pretty, do our own race, and hopefully come home with the goods.
No goods for Webber though. The camshaft belt let go in SS12, and with it, any aspiration of sneaking onto the podium. Brad Markovic's hopes were also ripped apart when he dropped the left front into a hole through Brockman, the first morning stage. Everyone was in the wars.
5 right becomes 6. 5 right becomes 6. 100.
John O'Dowd punctured 5k from the end and his times fell away.
Left down, 4 right, don't cut. Flat brow, middle, have we got a flat? Yeah.
But then, they'd been slipping since he lost 5th gear midway through Heat 1. Regardless, he and Ben Searcy stayed behind Doug Tostovan and Tammy Adams for the remainder of the heat and collected 3rd for the day and the rally. It was King, though, with Lee Tierney guiding the way, who collected the weekend silverware. Maximum points both days and the bonus point for most stage wins, leaving him at the top of the national leaderboard for now. Last round winner Michael Bailey holds on for 2nd, but Doug Tostovan jumps up into 3rd place. With the best 3 from 6 events on offer, all that is likely to change next round. That wraps up the first part of our coverage from the Quit Forest Rally. Stay tuned for all the action from the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship in our program coming up same time next week. Just check your local guides for details. For the team, that's bye for now.
Today's coverage is made possible by Kumho Tyre, Pedder Suspension, Armor, Toe Tyre, Can-Am, Polaris, High-Tech Oils, and our supporting partner, East Coast Bull Bars, world's best alloy bull bars.